Hey guys, Logan here. So today I'm here to give you guys my review for a Netflix original series that I watched just about a couple of days ago or so, Lost in Space. Was season 1, I believe. And yeah, it's the new adaptation of the whole Lost in Space lore. And this show is about a family known as the Robinson family crash landing on a planet and soon tries to find ways to survive on a planet that on a type of planet they have not visited to or even heard of before. And they soon rendezvous or came across with a robot of some sorts that is able to do almost everything that the Robinson family can't do. I know almost nothing about the entire lore of Lost in Space. The only thing that I heard about Lost in Space, the whole name of it in general, was the one film that came out in the 80s or 90s? I believe it came out in the 80s. I think I didn't watch that movie, but I have heard of it before when I was probably younger. So I came into watching the show with not knowing what to expect. Even right before I watched it, I did not know what to expect. And after watching it twice already, I really liked it. The first time I watched it with my family, and they liked it. I liked it too. But after the second time, I liked it even more. I want to say to start off with the story, it's very interesting. I find myself being captivated within the story throughout this whole series of Lost in Space. It's very interesting, and that is due to the family known as the Robinsons. I really thought they were very compelling, especially Will Robinson, or the kid who plays Will Robinson. I thought he was the best human character in the entire series. He's very charming, he's very adorable, and he's very smart. He does a lot of things that even his father doesn't do, or believes in things that his father doesn't believe in. And his dynamic, or his interactions with the robot, that was immaculate. And I don't take words like immaculate very lightly, because seriously, the little kid, Will Robinson, and the robot was very, very awesome. And I gotta say, the robot looks very cool. I really like the robot in this film. The only line that he ever delivers throughout most of this entire series, right until the very end of the last of season finale, is "Danger, Will Robinson." You never get much dialogue from him, but you kind of get from all the lights on his face that they're forming in some weird things or whatever. They were forming like he's actually communicating with the young boy. So, like I said about the relationship between the robot and Will Robinson, it's very compelling and very funny. There was one part in episode 2 of Lost in Space where Will Robinson teaches the robot how to play fetch with a baseball. That really reminds me of one part where John Connor teaches him how to high-five with each other with the Terminator in Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I thought it added more levity and more very heartwarming moments to both of these characters. They were two of the best parts in this entire series for me. And the other Robinsons, I gotta say, were very good. Will Robinson's second oldest sister, I thought she's very funny. She added more comedic relief to the whole series, and she did a good job, as well as Will Robinson's mother. I thought she was very good, or the woman who played Will's mother, and the girl who played Will's first older sister, or technically she's not his sister at birth, but whatever. She was okay. I didn't really find her particularly as interesting as Will Robinson, the robot, and kind of the second oldest sister to Will, and the mother as well. And the guy who played Will's father, I guess, I find his character to be pretty wooden in this series. Now, he did redeem himself, he did redeem his character at times, but for the most part, his character just comes off as wooden. Now, the woman who played the main villain of this series, Dr. Smith, she was very good. She was probably just as compelling to watch as Will Robinson and the robot, but the difference is she's like the main villain, especially in hiding. She knows how to keep secrets from people that she often sees in the public eye being this very nice and very kind young lady, but then in the inside actually is like a criminal, and you really can't stand her character. You really hate her guts and her decisions to make, and you hate the actions that she took to stand against the Robinsons. But you really understand her character. You really understand where she's coming from, especially later on in the series. I thought she was very good. Now, one thing that this show kind of doesn't have more often is the action sequences. There's like a minimum amount of action in this series. There are a few action set pieces there and there, but for the most part, this was like a kind of a drama series. This show does have some humor, particularly from Will's second sister. But for the most part, it was dramatic, but in the right way. And I thought whoever made this series, or whoever was behind this whole Netflix original series, really pulled it off. It added more levity to the characters that we cared about and really attach onto, and waiting for them, or rooting for them to win, and wanting them to get ready to get home after like being on this weird planet for the past days or weeks. The only issues I have with the series is that one storyline with Dr. Smith and the one guy who, by the way, was hilarious, really didn't work for me. I think it kind of derailed from like the main story, and there were a few parts later on in the series that really didn't work for me. I'm not going to reveal what they are, just in case you have not yet watched the show on or binge watched the show on Netflix. But there were a few times that happened, especially from a few characters, that you're kind of like scratching your head like, really? Does that need to happen? But other than that, this was a very, very solid show to watch on Netflix. I really gotta say, I'm gonna give Lost in Space Season 1 a gold medal of honor. If you have not got the chance to actually binge watch this show, I really do recommend checking it out on Netflix. It is worth your time, especially for huge sci-fi fans, or even fans of, I would say, the original Lost in Space series. The very old one, like in the 60s? Is that right? Anyway, guys, that is my review for Season 1 of Lost in Space. If you guys enjoyed my review, please click the like button and comment down below if you have already watched this series. If you enjoyed what you've seen here and you want to see future videos from me, please press up there to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week, Battle Squad, and as always, fight the good fight.